Good morning, children. How are you all? I think you all are happy and healthy, as well as you all are preparing for PT1 examination. Today's maths topic is factors and multiples. Today, I will discuss with you all about factors and multiples. Let's begin our session. Factors and multiples. Factors are the numbers which divide the given number exactly, whereas the multiples are the numbers which are multiplied by the other number to get specific numbers. Children, let us clear through this example all about factors and multiples. What is a factor and what is a multiple? Children, look at this example. 5 multiplied by 4, resultant equal to 20. Here I can see 5 and 4 are the factors of 20. Make it clear. 5 fours are 20. So we can say 5 and 4 are the factors of 20. As well as at the same time we can say that 20 is the multiples of 4. Again, same way we can say 20 is the multiple of 5. Okay. So, in this example, 5 fours are 20. We can say 5 and 4 are the factors of 20, as well as 20 is the multiples of 5 or 4. Now, come to the point factor. What is a factor? Definition of a factor. A factor that is multiplied by another to get a product. Example, 7 twos are 14. So, 7 and 2 are the factors and 14 is the multiple. A factor is one of the two or more numbers that divides a given number without a remainder. In another way, we can define factor. Factor is or I can say factor is one of two or more numbers. Listen it carefully. A factor is one of two or more numbers that divides a given number without remainder. Here the word is said factor is one of two or more numbers. So here among these two numbers 7 and 2, these are said to be the factors. And either 7 or 2, any of these two numbers can divide 14 without leaving a single remainder. Now, I'm coming to the point about explanation of factors. What are the factors? When a number is said to be a factor of any other second number, then the first number must divide the second number completely without leaving any remainder. In simple words, if a number is exactly divisible by any number, then the divisor is a factor of that dividend. Here, listen this statement. It is in very simple word. It is explained all about factor. If a number is exactly divisible by any number, then the divisor is a factor of the dividend. Every number has a common factor, that is 1 and the number itself. So, what is to be remembered? Every number has a common factor, that is 1 and the number itself. For example, 4 is a factor of 24. That is, 4 divides 24 exactly, giving 6 as quotient and leaving 0 as remainder. Same thing, alternatively, I can say 6 is also a factor of 24. As it gives 4 as quotient on division. Therefore, 24 has 1, 24, 4, 6 as its factors in addition to 2, 3, 8 and 12. And all these numbers divide 24 exactly, leaving no remainder. So, I think the conception about factors are clear to you. Again, I am repeating the example with you. For example, 4 is a factor of 24. That is, 4 divides 24 exactly, giving 6 as quotient and leaving 0 as remainder. Alternatively, what we can say? 6 is also a factor of 24. Why? If we divide 24 by 6, we will get 4 as a quotient without leaving any remainder. If any natural number has only two factors, that is 1 and the number itself as its factor, such numbers are called prime numbers. 2 is an example of a prime number where it has only two factors, that is 1 and 2. Children, now I will discuss with you about the properties of factors. One is a factor of every number because 1 divides every number exactly. So, we can say that 1 is the smallest factor of any number. Property number 2. A number other than 0 is a factor of itself because every non-zero number divides itself exactly. The number is the greatest factor itself. Property number 3. A factor of a number is less than or equal to the number. So what we can say? A factor of a number is less than or equal to that number. Every number other than 1 has at least two factors. What are these two factors? 1 and the number itself. Every non-zero number is a factor of 0. Last property of factor is every non-zero number is a factor of 0. That means, example, if 0 divided by 2, answer will be 0. Another example, if 0 divided by 51, then also answer is 0. Now, I am coming to the next point, that is multiples. What is multiple? A multiple is a number which can be divided by another number without a remainder. So, in this example, 38 divide 4, resultant 8. 38 divide 8, resultant 4. Here no remainder is existing and we can say 32 is the multiples of 4 and 8. Another way we can explain same thing. A multiple is a number that can be divided by another number a certain number of times without a remainder. So what is a multiple? A multiple is a number. That number can be divided by another number without any remainder. Now, this is the explanation all about multiples. What are multiples? A multiple of a number is a number that is the product of a given number and some other natural number. Again, I am repeating the same thing. A multiple of a number is a number that is the product of a given number and some other natural number. Multiples can be observed in a multiplication table. Multiples of some numbers are as follows. Example, multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 and so on. Hence, multiples of 2 will be even numbers and will end with 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Same way, I can define multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and so on. Similarly, multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. Every multiple of 5 has its last digit as 0 or 5. So, look at this example children, multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, from here we can generate the idea every multiple of 5 has its last digit as 0 or 5. In the above mentioned examples, say multiples of 2, the number can be multiplied by infinite numbers to find the n number of multiples. How? Let us assume an example. 3 into 4, 12. Here 3 and 4 are the factors of 12. And vice versa, reciprocal is that 12 is the multiple of 3 and 4. Now it is clear to you children all about factors and multiples. 3 and 4 are the factors of 12 and 12 is the multiple of 3 and 4. Children, now the point has come or time has come to discuss with you about the properties of multiples. Every number is a multiple of 1. Property number 2, every number is a multiple of itself and is the smallest multiple of that number. Property number 3, every multiple of a number is greater than or equal to that number. Number 4, we can find as many multiples of a number as we want. Now, let's come to the next point. Here, children, I will discuss with you all about divisibility rules. That means if we have a number which has multiple digits. Make it clear, children. Suppose we are having a number, the number is having multiple digits. Then, how do we come to know the number is divisible by 3, 4, 5, 6, etc.? So, through this divisibility rule, we can gather information whether the number is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever be. If and only if certain condition follows. Now come to the point. Suppose I am having a number 752. Now how do I come to know that this number is divisible by 2 or not? 752 will be divisible by 2 if the last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Here children, I am getting that the last digit is 2. That means 752 is divisible by 2. Next, a number is divisible by 3 if the number fulfills the condition that sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Again I am repeating for you, if the sum of the digits of the number, if the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3, then the whole number is also divisible by 3. Next, if the last 2 digits of a number, remember the point, if the last 2 digits of the number is divisible by 4, then the number is also divisible by 4. Okay children, here 7624. Here the number is 7624. The last 2 digits is 24 and 24 is divisible by 4. So the whole number is divisible by 4. So condition, if the last 2 digits of a number is divisible by 4, then the number will also divisible by 4. Next condition, if the last digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then the number is divisible by 5. If the last digit of a number is 0 or 5, then the number is also divisible by 5. If the number is divisible by 2 and 3, then surely the number will be divisible by 6 also. Remember, if a number is divisible by 2 and 3, then surely the number is divisible by 6. Double the value of the last digit and subtract the result from the rest of the number. If the answer is divisible by 7, then the whole number will be divisible by 7. Again I am repeating. Double the value of the last digit of the number and subtract that number from the rest of the number. If the answer is divisible by 7, then the whole number will be divisible by 7. Now next rule. If the last 3 digits of a number is divisible by 8, then the whole number will be divisible by 8. Now, divisibility rules for 9. If the sum of the digits of a number, if the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 9, then the whole number will be divisible by 9. Next, last divisibility rule. If the last digit of a number is 0, if and only if the last digit of a number is 0, then the number is surely divisible by 10. This is all about divisibility rule. Now, I will solve some examples with you. List all the factors of the following numbers. Number 1, number is 16. So I have to find out all the factors of 16. Here 16 ones are 16, 2 eights are 16, 4 fours are 16. So I can say the factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16. Question number B. Find out all the factors of 17. Here what I am getting? 1 17s are 17 only. So 17, the number 17 is having only 2 factors, that is 1 and 17. Question number C. Find the first 4 multiples of 17. The first 4 multiples of 17 are 17 ones are 17, 17 twos are 34, 17 threes are 51 and 17 fours are 68. Question D. Is 14 a factor of 42 and 112? So solution, 14 threes are 42 and 14 eights are 112. Therefore, we can say 14 is a factor of 42 and 112. The second part of the same sum, is 14 a factor of 112 plus 42 and 112 minus 42? Yes. 112 plus 42 equal to 154. And as we know about this, children, 14 11s are 154. Therefore, 14 is a factor of 154. Simultaneously, 112 minus 42 is 70. And as we know from the multiplication table, 14 5s are 70. Therefore, we can say 14 is a factor of 70. Let's come to the next point, that is prime number. Children, here look at this image. This is the list of prime numbers which lies between 1 to 100. What are these prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. All are the prime numbers holding in between 1 to 100. Now, let's discuss about the point what are prime numbers. In math, prime numbers are whole numbers greater than 1. And second characteristics of a prime number is that a prime number have only two factors. What are these two factors, beta? These two factors are 1 and the number itself. Prime numbers are divisible only by the number 1 or the number itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 are some first few prime numbers. Fun facts you have to remember. 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. The only even prime number is 2. So, look at this list. All the prime numbers are odd numbers, but only even prime number is 2. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that ends with 2 and 5. No prime number greater than 5 ends in a 5. Let's discuss some other few important points. Twin prime numbers. What is twin prime numbers? It is a new point, new term with you. Twin prime numbers are the two prime numbers whose difference is 2. So, we can say twin prime numbers are consecutive two prime numbers. The difference between these two prime numbers is 2. For example, 3 and 5. These are two consecutive prime numbers and difference between them is 2. 17 and 19, same to same. Two consecutive prime numbers and difference between these two is 2. 41, 43, 29, 31, 71, 73. All are the examples of twin prime numbers. Next point, composite prime numbers. Composite numbers. What is composite number? Children, numbers having more than two factors are called composite numbers. So we can say that numbers other than prime numbers, all numbers other than prime numbers are said to be the composite number. Why? Only prime numbers are having two factors. Rest of all the numbers are having more than two factors. So numbers which are having more than two factors are called as composite numbers. For example, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. are composite number. Example, 4 equal to 4 into 1 or 2 into 4. So factors of 4 are 1, 2 and 4. Similarly, we can say 15 ones are 15 or 3 fives are 15. So here we can write factors of 15 equal to 1, 3, 5, 15, etc. Isn't it? factors of 15 equal to 1, 3, 5, 15, etc. Notes: 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. 2 is the lowest and the only even prime number. 9 is the lowest odd composite number. 9 is the lowest odd composite number. Now, another concept for you, that is prime factorization. It is very important concept for your future purpose. If once you clear this, you can solve many types of sums. What is prime factorization? The process of writing a number as the product of prime numbers is prime factorization. Okay? The process of writing a number as the product of all prime numbers is prime factorization. A prime number is a number that has exactly two factors, 1 and the number is itself. Prime numbers are like the numbers that have only two factors. All we know that. 1 and the number itself, like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and so on. So, let's make an example of the number 30. How do we write the number 30 in prime factorization method? Means we will mention 30 that way so that 30 will be a product of all prime numbers. Remember that? We will write that way, which is equal to, means 30 will be equal to the product of all prime numbers. So, let us understand the matter. Normally, we can write, I am saying you normally, we can write 30 is equal to 5 and 6. But this is not the way of mentioning 30 in prime factorization method. Why? Because 6 is not a prime number, isn't it? So, when I am writing 30 equal to 5 into 6, I am writing the right statement. Nothing wrong in it. But it is not the way to mention 30 in prime factorization method. Now, if we write 30 equal to 2 into 3 into 5. Yes, children. 2, 3 and 5 all are prime numbers. And if we multiply 2 into 3 into 5, we get the result 30. Sorry. So, this is the way where I am writing 30 as the product of prime numbers. Clear it? Here I am writing 30 equal to 2 into 3 into 5. It is the way we are writing 30 as the product of prime numbers. It is the way to express prime factorization. Is it clear to you, children? Now, let's discuss about prime factorization. What is prime factorization? Prime factorization of any number means to represent the number as a product of prime numbers. For you, again, for your better understanding, I am repeating the same. Prime factorization of any number means to represent that number as a product of prime numbers. In the last example that I have discussed with you. For example, prime factorization of 40 is the representation of 40 as a product of prime numbers and can be done in the following way. So we can say that the prime factorization of 40 is the representation of 40 as a product of prime numbers and can be done in the following way. Divide 40 by 2. As we know, 2 is a prime number. We are getting the result 20. Similarly, again divide 20 by 2. Result 10. Now, with the resultant, divide the number once again by 2. So, if we divide 10 by 2, result is 5. Now, if we divide 5 by 5, we will get a result 5. Look at this multiplication, children. 14 equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. Result is 40. 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. Result is 40. And look at this multiplication table. You will get all the numbers 2, 2, 2 and 5. All of them are prime numbers, isn't it? So multiplication of prime numbers are said to be the prime factorization. Make it clear? Multiplication of prime numbers is a prime factorization. Now, methods to find prime factorization. There are various methods to find prime factorization of a number. The most common method used to find prime factorization are given below. There are two methods of prime factorization. One is prime factorization using factor tree method, and number two, division method of prime factorization. So first of all, I will discuss with you all about factor tree method to find out prime factorization. In the factor tree method, children, the factors of a number are found and then those numbers are further factorized until we reach the prime numbers. To evaluate the prime factorization of a number using the factor tree method, follow the steps given below. So, if we want to get the prime factorization of a number using factor tree, we have to follow certain rules. Step number 1, consider the number as the root of the tree that is at the top of the factor tree. Here, as per the example, 32, 36 is the top root. Then Write down the corresponding pair of factors as the branches of the tree. So, in the first branch, we have distributed 2 into 18. That is 36. Next, come down to the step 3. Factorize the composite factors that are found in the step 2 and write down the pair of factors as the next branches of the tree. So, what is the next branch of the tree? 18. 2 nines are 18. That is the next branch. Repeat the step 3. Repeat the step 3 until we get the prime factors of all the composite factors. That means come down, segregate it once. 3 threes are 9. So after that, no more segregation is possible. So what are the prime factorization of 36? 36 equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. See, 2 into 2, 4. 4 into 3, 12. 12 into 3, 36. So, this is the way we can write the product of 36 as we can write prime factorization, we can write as prime factorization of 36 as the product of prime numbers. Division method of prime factorization. The division method can also be used to find prime factors of a large number by dividing the number by the prime numbers. Follow the steps given below to find the prime numbers of a number by using the division method. Step number 1. Divide the number by the smallest prime number such that the smallest prime number should divide the number completely. What is the first step? Divide the number by the smallest prime number. Okay? First step is to divide the number with smallest possible prime number. Again, divide the quotient of the step 1 by the smallest prime number. Keep on dividing or follow the division method. Repeat, that means repeat step 2 until the quotient become 1. So, repetitive division of the repetitive division to be followed by using prime numbers. How long we will do it? Until we get a remainder as 1. Okay. So, finally we get all the numbers. Example 36. Divide 36 by 2, result 18. Again divide 18 by 2, result is 9. Now divide 9 by 3, result is 3. Again divide 3 by 3, result is 1. So we can say 36 equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. I hope children, your conception regarding prime factorization is clear now. Let's come to the next point, that is common factors. A factor of a number is an exact divisor of the given number. A factor of a number is an exact divisor of the given number. Every factor of a number is less than or equal to the given number. That is, it cannot be greater than the given number. And along with this, we can say every number has at least two factors. Some numbers have more than two factors. For example, 1, 2, 3, 6 are the factors of 6. And along with this, what we can say that 1 is a factor of every number and every number is a factor of itself. So in gist, what we can say that a factor is that number, the number, we can say a factor of a number is an exact divisor of a given number. Again, I am repeating for you. A factor of a number is an exact divisor of the given number. In maths, common factors are defined as factors that are common to two or more numbers. In maths, what we can say that common factors are defined as factors that are common to two or more numbers. Please children, clear it. In maths, common factors are defined as factors that are common to more than two numbers, two or two numbers. So it will be cleared through an example. How common factors are common to two or more numbers. When I will come to the example, then it will be clear to you. Common factors of two numbers. To find common factors of two numbers, first list out all the factors of two numbers separately and then compare them. Yes, if we want to find out common factors of two numbers, what to do? First of all, we have to find out all the factors of two numbers separately. Means first of all, separately we will find out the factors of first number, then we will find out the factors of the second number. Now, write the factors which are common to both of them. These factors are called common factors of given two numbers. In our last step, what we will do? We will take those numbers from the factors of all numbers which are common to all of them. So, these can be said as the common numbers. or common factors. Common factors. Next is the process to find out common factors. As we know, the factors are the numbers which divide the original number completely. Yes, children, from our prior knowledge, we know that factors are the numbers which are or we can say factors are the numbers which divide the original number completely. But how to check if two or more numbers have common factors between them? How we will check? Follow the steps to find the common factors. Write the factors of a given number. Find the common factors present in them. So first of all, what to find out? We have to find out the factors of given numbers. If there are two numbers or more than two numbers, then we have to find out factors of all these two or three numbers. Then in the next step, we have to find out what are the factors common among them. That is only to find out common factors. Let us use one example here. Common factors of 12 and 18. First, we have to write all the factors of 12 and 18. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Isn't it? So, once again I am saying that factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Similarly, factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Clearly we can see the common factors between 12 and 18 are, what are the common numbers in between this? In between them, 1, 2, 3 and 6. So these are the common factors. And what is the highest common factor among them? 6 is the highest common factor among these two numbers. Isn't it? So clearly we can say common factors between 12 and 18 are 1, 2, 3 and 6, and highest among them is 6. Next point is highest common factors. That is, in short, we can say HCF. HCF, the highest common factor of two or more numbers is the highest number among all the common factors of the given numbers. Or in simple words, we can say that highest common factor of two natural numbers x and y is the largest possible number that divides both x and y. So let's clear the thing with an example. Let's understand this definition using two numbers, 18 and 17. I am having two numbers. First of all, we will find out all the factors of 18 and all the factors of 27. Then we will find out what are the common factors among them. And lastly, we will find out which one is the highest common factor among them. So first step, the common factors of 18 and 27 are 1, 3 and 9. Among these numbers, 9 is the highest number. So we can say HCF of 18 and 27 is 9. We can write this by using this notation. HCF of 18 and 27 is 9. Look at this example in the following figure, children. Factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. All are the factors of 18, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Simultaneously find out all the factors of 27. 1, 3, 9 and 27. Okay. So common factors among them are 1, 3 and 9, isn't it? Which is given in the yellow box. Common among all the factors common among 18 and 27. So make a series 1, 3 and 9. What we are getting? 9 is the highest common factor, isn't it? So I think, children, now your conception related to highest common factor is clear to you. Next, I will discuss with you about the methods of HCF. How do we calculate HCF? Highest common factor can be calculated through division method. In this method, we divide the large number by the smaller number and check the remainder. Then we make the remainder of the above step as the divisor and the divisor of the above step as the dividend and perform the long division again. So process, now it is a bit confusing for you, but when I will come to the example, live example, then it will be very much easier to understand. Once again, as definition, I am mentioning you what to do in the division method to find out HCF. We divide the larger number by the smaller number and check the remainder. Then in the second step, what to do? We make the remainder of the above step as the divisor and the divisor of the above step will be considered as the dividend. Then again perform the division. How long we will continue this process? We continue the long division process till we get the remainder as 0. And the last divisor will be the highest common factor of those two numbers. Let's understand this method by using an example. Yes, children. If we don't discuss any example, your conception regarding HCF by division method will never be cleared. Example. Take an example. Let's find the HCF of 198 and 360 by using division method. So among these two numbers, 360 and 195, we have to find out the highest common factor, which is lying in between these two numbers. Among the given two numbers, 360 is the larger number and 198 is the smaller number. So what to do? We divide 360 by 198. That means 360 is the dividend and 198 is the divisor. And check the remainder. Here the remainder is 162. Next step, make the remainder as the divisor and divisor as the dividend. Means interchange the place. What to do? Make the remainder 162 as divisor and the divisor 198 as the dividend and perform the long division again. We will continue this process till we get the remainder as 0 and the last divisor will be 18, which is the highest common factor of 196 and 316. Now I will discuss the example clearly with you. Suppose we are having two numbers 198 and 360. We have to find out the HCF. What to do? Take 198 as divisor and 360 as dividend. It will work one time, and if we subtract 198 from 360 as a remainder, we will get 162. Now the remainder will become divisor and the divisor of the first step that is 198 will become my new dividend. Now divide one time, it will work one time, and subtract 162 from 198. We will get remainder as 36. In the third label, we are getting 36 as remainder and consider this 36 as divisor and the previous level divisor, that is 162, consider it as dividend. Now 36 into 4, 144. It works 4 times. Now subtract 144 from 162, resultant 18. So 18 is my now a new divisor and the last level divisor 36 is become my now dividend. So 2 18s are 36. Here the process is ending. Why? Remainder is 0. And the last level divisor, remember that the last level divisor, that is 18 is said to be the HCF of 198 and 360. I think children, through this example your conception about HCF and how to calculate it is clear. Now I will discuss with you one example when three numbers are there and we have to find out the highest common factor among these three numbers. Example, three numbers is available with me: 126, 162 and 180. Solution. First we will find out the HCF of two numbers. First, to consider two numbers among these three. We are considering two numbers 126 and 180. 126 is the smaller number, so it is the divisor, and 180 is the dividend. Divide one time 1 into 126, it is 126. Subtract 126 from 180, remainder 54. Remainder is my new divisor and new dividend is 126. Divide or multiply 54 into 2, 108. Now subtract 108 from 126. We will get remainder as 18. Now 18 is my new divisor and new dividend is 54. 18 threes are 54 and remainder is 0. So in the first label calculation, HCF is 18. Now consider this 18 as whatever we have got from here as a HCF. Take it and now divide 162 by 18. In the next label, we have to divide 162 by 18. What I am getting here, if we multiply 18 into 9, 89s are 162 only. So, in the second label, we are getting 0 as remainder and 18 as my HCF. So, by calculating or through calculation or I can say through two steps calculation, through these two steps calculation, I got 18 is my final HCF among these three numbers 126, 162 and 118. Okay children, so this is the process to find out HCF of three numbers. Let's come to the next topic or point, that is co-prime numbers. Co refers to a pair. So we can define a pair of integers, let's say A and B, as co-prime or primes to each other or mutually prime or relatively prime if the only positive integer that divides both of them to give a remainder 0 is 1. In other words, we can say the HCF of two numbers is 1. Some of the pairs of prime numbers from 1 to 100 are 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 21, 22, 29, 31, 41, 43, 59, 61, 71, 73, 87, 88, 90, 900. Again, I am saying that about the term co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers are a pair of integers let's say A and B as co-prime if the only positive integer that divides both the number to give a remainder zero is 1. Example, are 10 and 21 co-prime numbers? Solution. For the given two numbers, find out what their factors are. So, if we want to know 10 and 21 co-prime numbers or not. So find out that we have to find out first the factors of 10 and 21. Factors of 10 equal to 1, 2, 5 and 10. And factors of 21 equal to 1, 3, 7 and 21. On comparing the factors of these two numbers 10 and 21, we see that both these numbers have only factors 1 in common. Isn't it? No other common numbers are there. Then HCF for the pair is 1. Therefore, the pair is co-prime. Yes, the statement pair is co-prime. So, to find out a pair of numbers, a pair of prime numbers, they are co-prime or not, we have to find out all the factors of these two numbers. If we get from them 1 is the only common number among them, so we can say the HCF of these two pair is 1. Then we can say that the numbers, that means the pair of numbers, the pair of prime numbers are said to be the co-prime number. And now I have reached to the last point, that is common multiples. Multiples that are common to two numbers are known as common multiples of those numbers. Okay? So what is common multiples? Multiples that are common to two numbers are known as common multiples of those numbers. Such as we have done previously, the factors which are common to 2 or 3 numbers, they are said to be the common factors, same to same. The multiples that are common to two numbers are known as the common multiples of those numbers. Let's understand this with an example. Okay? Consider two numbers, 30 and 45. Multiples of 30 and 45 are 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270 and as others. Supposed to be 300, 330, we can continue. Same to same, all the multiples of 45 are 45, 90, 135, 190, 225, 270 as like this. So, we can see that 90 and 270 are the first two common multiples of 30 and 45, isn't it? When we have written all the multiples of 30 and 45, what we can get? We can get that 90 and 270 are the first two common multiples of 30 and 45. Isn't it? Now, last point, that is least common multiples. The least common multiple is also known as LCM in the short form, least common multiple, or the lowest common multiple, same to same. Least common multiple or lowest common multiple. What is the meaning of least common multiple? The least common multiple of two or more numbers is the smallest number among all common multiples of given numbers. So what we have seen in the previous example, we have seen 90 is the least common multiples among 30 and 45, isn't it? So as a definition we can say the least common multiples of two numbers is the smallest number among all common multiples of the given numbers. Let's take two numbers 2 and 5. Each will have its own set of multiples. So first of all, find out the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 12, 20, so on. All are the multiples of 2. Simultaneously find out the multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 13 and so on. All are the multiples of 5. And now represent these multiples on the number line and circle the common multiples. So I have made two number lines. One is for multiples of 2 and one is for multiples of 5. What we are getting from here, children, look at this number line. We are getting that 10 and 20 is the first two common multiples, and among these two, 10 is the least common multiples, isn't it? So thus common multiples of 2 and 5 are 10, 20, 30 like that. And the smallest number among these 10, 20 is 10. So least common multiples of 10, least common multiples of 2 and 5 is 10. Therefore, we can write through this notation LCM of 2 and 5 equal to 10. Okay. So I hope your conception related to HCF and LCM is clear now. And now I will discuss the methods to find out least common multiples, that is LCM. We can use two methods to find out LCM. One is prime factorization and another is division method. LCM using prime factorization. By using the prime factorization method, we can find out the prime factors of the numbers, and these prime numbers can be used to find out LCM of those numbers. So now I will discuss with you about the steps to be followed to find out LCM by using prime factorization method. Number 1, represent the numbers in the prime factor form. Then the LCM of the given two numbers in the product of all the prime factors. However, common factors will be included only once. These steps are not very much clear to you children, I think so. It will be clear to you if we do or if we find out LCM through the prime factorization method. So, come to the example strictly. Example, find the least common multiple LCM of 60 and 90. Find the LCM of 60 and 90 using prime factorization. Step 1. The prime factorization of 60 and 90 are 60. First of all, I will find out the prime factorization of 60. That means the product of all prime numbers. 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So, we will get the result 60 and all the numbers are here prime numbers. So, 60 equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Now, I will find out the prime factorization of 90. 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. We are getting the product of 90 by multiplying all the prime numbers. Step 1 is over. So, prime factorization of 60 and 90 is here with you. Now, the product of all the prime factors. Second step, we have to find out the product of all the prime numbers. Sorry, product of all the prime factors. Sorry children, very much sorry. In the next step, we will find out the product of all the prime factors. Look at the figure children, following figure. 60 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Next, 90 equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. So, first common among them is 2. Second common among them is 2, 3. And third common among them is 2, 5. So, step 2 is that product of all the prime factors equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 3 equal to 180. Product of all the prime factors 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 3, that is 180. Therefore, we can say in the prime through the method of prime factorization, LCM of 60 and 90 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 3. The result is 180. Why this is so children? Again I am explaining you. Take 60 and 90. First multiple is 2. In case of 60 also 2. In case of 90 also 2. So take 2. In the next case, second product of 60 is 2 and the second product is of 90 is 3. they are not common. So when they are common, I am taking only 1. When they are not common, 1 I am getting the second product 2, and here 3. Take these 2. 2 from 60 and 3 from 90. Now come to the third product. In case of 60 it is 3. In case of 90 also it is 3. So write down 2 into 2 into 3. Now come to the point last product. It is 5 in case of 60, but it is 5 in case of 5 in case of sorry children, I will say you very sorry. I will say you about the third product. In case of third product, in 60 also 3, and in the case of 90 also 3. So write down 3, and the last product is in case of 60 it is 5, in case of 90 it is also 5. So all the numbers, the product of all the prime factors equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 3, that is 180. Now LCM by division method. LCM by division method. By division method, we will divide the numbers by a common prime numbers. In the next process is to find out LCM is the division method, and this method we use frequently to find out LCM. What to do in this method? We just divide the numbers. Supposed to be numbers are 60 and 90. We divide the numbers, both the numbers, by a common prime number. Okay, so we will divide 60 and 90, both the numbers, by a common prime number. And these dividends are used to calculate the LCM of these numbers. To calculate the LCM of two numbers, we have to follow the 2 steps. Number 1, find a prime number which is a factor of at least one of the given numbers. Write this prime number on the left of the 2 numbers. For each number in the right column, do the following. Step number 2. If the prime number in the step 1 is a factor of the number, then divide the number by the prime and write the quotient below. If the prime number in step 1 is not a factor of the number, then write the number in the row below as it is. Continue the steps until all co-prime numbers are left in the last row. The 2 numbers are said to be co-prime if they share no common factors other than 1. Now, I think it is a bit confusing for you. It is very much easier process. Let's solve it through an example. You will find out the LCM by division method is very much easier for you. Example, find the least common multiple LCM of 6 and 15. Find the least common multiple of LCM of 6 and 15 using the common division method. Solution step 1. Step 1 and 2. Step 1. 2 is the smallest prime number, we all know, and it is a factor of 6. Write this prime number on the left of the 2 number. For each number in the right column, continue finding out prime numbers which are their factors. Number 2. 2 divides 6, but it is not a factor of 15. Then write the number 15 in the row below as it is. Continue the step until all co-prime numbers are left in the last row. And now come to the step 3. The LCM is the product of all the prime numbers. The LCM is the product of all the prime numbers. LCM of 6 and 15 is 2 into 3 into 5 equal to 30. Let's come to the example. Suppose we have to find out the LCM of 6 and 15 by using common division method. As we know, children, 2 is the least or the smallest prime number. Divide 6 and 15 by 2. What we are getting here? When we divide 6 by 2, we get 3. But when we divide 15 by 2, it will not work because 15 is not divisible by 2. So keep 15 as usual in the second level. Now, take 3. 3 is also a prime number. Let's divide 3 by 3 and 15. In the second step, we have to divide 15 by 3 and 3 by 3. What we are getting? As a result, 3 by 3 equal to 1, 15 by 3 equal to 5. Fine. Come down to the next level. Next, we can find out 5 is another prime number. If we try to divide 1 by 5, it will not work. So, put down 1 as usual, and second number 5 divided by 5, we will get 1. So, repetitively we keep on divisioning this process until we get the minimum number. Here we are getting the number 1 and 1. So, we have got the least common multiples of 6 and 15. They are 2, 3 and 5. And if we multiply them, 2 into 3 equal to 6, 6 into 5 equal to 30. So, we have 3 methods to find out LCM. The prime factorization method is the most common and easy method to use. Thank you, children. Thank you so much to have patience and watch this video. So, I think it is all about our lesson 4, and all points of our lesson 4 I have explained to you. Even then, if you are having any doubts, any confusion regarding any of the point, please share me your doubts in our online classes, and I will try to solve it. Till then, goodbye children and take care.